Welcome to the wild south of Western Australia. Nearly 600 kilometres in low range four-wheel driving. Some of the most rugged terrain you could ever experience, along with breathtaking scenery and epic locations that most people have never heard of and will never see. This region is remote. From Israelite Bay to Twilight Cove, across the vast salt lakes, and nearly 100 kilometres of treacherous, unpredictable beach parallel to the BILBUNYA Dunes, followed by a climb up and over the rugged and rough Baxter Cliffs, which has often claimed tyres, vehicles and lives.
He was shot in his swag.
Followed by the testing trail to Twilight Cove, considered by some to be the best place in Australia you could roll out a swag. This is super remote, it is epic. Welcome to the wild southwest. We're on BILBUNYA Beach, BILBUNYA Dunes, 30 k's down that way on this beautiful beach. It is crazy windy down here. I'm trying to keep the sand out of my mouth. It is not really pleasant, to be honest, so I can't wait to get back in the vehicle. The good news is the tide looks pretty good. And we'll head to the sand dunes and camp at the base of them. This wind should die down, it usually does down here, but man, it is so unpredictable in general. This is caused by all the hot air from the land just pushing out towards the ocean and all the cold air from the Antarctic, from the Southern Ocean coming up this way. We're gonna head down to about 16 PSI. This beach can catch you out in certain areas. We've got to look out for seaweed. But other than that, it should be a smooth, windy drive to BILBUNYA Dunes. Just over there.
Oh, that's windy and sandy out there. Ronnie's just given us a rundown. I'm hoping we get a break from the wind. It's pretty sandy and windy out there. There's no chance of putting an awning or anything like that, or any swag is just going to get covered in sand.
How you guys going with your tyre pressures? You finding them good?
Yeah, tyre pressure is really good. So I went down to 13 PSI all around.
I'm running 12 on the front, 14 on the rear.
Copy that. With all this wind-blown sand on top, it feels weird. I'm sure you guys are getting it too. You get over a crest and then it feels really soft and boggy, and then all of a sudden it just grips.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ronny. It just keeps changing.
Along BILBUNYA Beach, I've seen all kinds of things washed up, from whales to dolphins to old telegraph poles, but I've never seen anything like this.
We're driving along, I thought it was a rock to start with, but when I drove past saw the fin, that is definitely something organic.
Look at the size of it.
It's the last thing I'd expect to see on the beach here though.
Yeah.
I've never seen one before.
We reckon this might be a mulla, a sunfish. Rest in peace, big fella. Those dunes are looking slightly bigger.
Yeah, that was going to be my comment. I don't think they're getting any closer to us, but we're getting a good run along here though.
Yeah, just be careful back there. They're starting to drop off a bit. They're a little bit unpredictable here.
Yeah, I found that one you were talking about.
Ha ha! Mighty Oh my god, man, look at the wind on the top of the sand dunes and the sand just everywhere.
I've never seen one like that before. Like, look at the one ahead of us too. That's just incredible.
This is crazy and awesome. Thanks for this, Ronny. Never seen a sand dune that big in my life. It's actually moving.
This is absolutely incredible. Check out those dunes. It's like an avalanche and fog. I've never seen anything like this. And the wind kind of is not ideal, but it's giving us a spectacular show. And an experience we'll never forget. And good photos. Great photos. I want to show you guys a survival tip when you're in the BILBUNYA Dunes. The absolute spectacular dunes. Very hot, very dry, lots of sand. You wouldn't expect to find water anywhere. I've dug down approximately 1 foot, that's all. And the longer you let it sit, the more water flows into the hole. It's fresh, it's not salty, and this would totally be safe to drink, providing you filtered it and you boiled it. There is water everywhere hidden within the dunes. You know what? I'm gonna make a BILBUNYA coffee. Coming alive. This is good, boys.
Is it good?
Welcome to your initiation to BILBUNYA Dunes.
You know we are in the middle of Norway and there is no emergency services.
I understand, mate.
Okay.
This will put hairs on your chest or strip them off.
This is nice.
It's got a slight different flavour, doesn't it?
This is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Yeah. Well, welcome to BILBUNYA, boys.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Welcome to the Sand Tribe. With the wind, all things considered, go to Point Colbert first and then come back here and set up camp.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, and if it's windy, we're the sand people now. We'll put up with it.
So how far are we from Point Colbert?
About 25 k's as the crow flies.
How good is this place? If there's a place we're going to chuck a line in, I reckon it's here. The weather's looking good.
100%, mate.
Mind-blowing, mate. I may go for a wash.
I think having a wash is the best idea so far today. All that sand, and considering the fact we haven't had a shower for nearly 4 days. However, it is very cold. That was so worth it. I wasn't really going to go in. Very refreshing. I feel energized. It feels like the morning to me. That feels like sunrise right now. It's time to wet a line without any baits. Sean has offered us chicken. Chicken? Really?
Kind of doubt. I don't know, I've never fished with chicken before, so we'll see what happens.
I know you won't believe it, but trust me, chicken works. If you don't catch anything, I'll cook dinner for the next 2 nights.
I'm sorry, say that again. You heard it?
Yeah. So we put the rods back now.
Yeah, deal is a deal.
All right.
If you don't catch anything, I will cook for the next 2 nights.
What Sean doesn't understand is how much of a banana I am when it comes to fishing. I have a bad reputation for no one catching anything. Dinner's on you, Sean. Dinner's on you. Tomorrow morning, I have one epic surprise for the boys.
If you ever come to BILBUNYA Dunes, you'll either regret the walk to the top or regret not walking the walk to the top. It's worth the view. Look at the camp. It's like a couple of ants. This is the best spot to look for dolphins and whales. Check out the view behind us. It's just vast dunes. Behind me is the scarp. It's a big limestone shelf that runs from WA all the way into South Australia. This becomes the Baxter Cliffs. It's a massive shelf. Epic. The fastest way down is a parachute.
There is also the slightly slower way and of course the normal way. All of these lead us to a well-deserved breakfast.
We're about 4 days into the trip so far. Good time to do a bit of an engine check. We have been doing them as we've been going, and what we're mainly looking for, signs of fatigue, fractures, oil, any leaks, stuff like that.
So quick check of the batteries as well, make sure they're all nice and secure, nothing's come loose, terminals are tight. We don't want to have any dramas electrically, so it's a good idea to check them as well.
Checking the air filter is something I'd also highly recommend. If there is a bit of dust, bang it on the bull bar, or if possible, use some compressed air. The reason why we're highlighting this is because we're about to give the engines a bit of hard work across the sand dunes.
Guys, just follow my exact wheel tracks.
It's time to show the boys the back of the dunes. We are exploring deep into the dunes to see if we can find our way around the back of the system. There is an old track behind it, but it's not been used for a very long time and the dunes shift around daily.
Avoid vegetation at all costs. There's a gap between the bushes here.
Hey Ronnie, you know how we're coming through here, have you thought about how far we've got to go and fuel and distance?
It's not that far, but it depends on what the dunes are like and how much fun we have as well. But we do have to be careful. We've got limited fuel. Time my track exactly, because there's a drop off on this side.
That dune goes to the clouds.
This is epic.
Yeah, mate. It's bloody awesome.
Getting to the centre of the dune system is a great way to appreciate the sheer size of these massive giants of Bilbunya.
Check this out. Oh my god. Ronnie, do you see what I see?
Yeah, mate. It's bloody awesome.
Wow.
That looked awesome, Sean. Following in your footsteps.
Quick tip on dune driving, in particular dune descents. Always get out and have a look before you just drive down a dune, because you never know what's on the other side. You also got to make sure that if you go down, that you can actually get out of where you're going. If you enter a sand bowl that's really steep on all surrounds, you may not be able to get out. Another thing I'm going to show you right now is how to gently go down a steep descent like this without getting sideways and without going down too fast. Polarized glasses are really good for sand dune driving because you get what's called sand dune blindness. It's so bright, everything looks the same. So sunny's on, first gear low, don't need any lockers or any of that fancy stuff. Any four drive can do this. First gear low, pop the clutch, release the brake, keep it nice and straight as you go down and let the engine compression do its job. The only thing you may need to do, pump the accelerator. Every now and then. Keep the vehicle straight. Once you're at the bottom, don't accelerate until you get the back wheels down. Once you're nice and flat, change gear, drive out of it. All right, Sean, your turn to come down, mate.
Nice and easy.
Things aren't exactly going to our plan. The shape of the dunes have steered us away from where we actually need to go.
I'm going to park up here and consider our options from this point.
We made a solid attempt. However, we need to stop exploring the dunes or we will run too low on fuel for the rest of the journey. Sometimes you find a way, other times you have to head back the way you came in. It's all part of the fun. The bonus was all the thrills and fun we had deep within the Bilbunya dunes.
Sean, you got to wash your speed off at the top.
Is it a trick to get bugged or what?
Well, don't go too fast, don't go too slow, basically. It's not a trick to get you bogged. I don't want to see you flying over the dune.
It's one of those things, going too slow and not making it and working out exactly where you need to wash the speed off rather than going too fast and setting your vehicle flying over, which I have seen before actually. Oh, colour me insane, mate. Alright, first gear, but don't accelerate too hard because you're going to bury the back.
Yeah.
That's it, keep it going. I'll let you know when he's clear, Trav. It's deceiving, isn't it? Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Access
I reckon sure must be a bit heavier in the back, eh?
Up and over we go.
Our heading and focus is now towards the Scarp, the beginning of our rough and rugged crossing across the Baxter Cliffs. While leaving Bilbunya via the Sandflats, the dunes gave us one last surprise. Hey guys, have a look in the rear mirrors, or your side mirrors.
Yeah, I see what you see. This is dream come true.
The sunlight just sets it off, doesn't it?
Mate, you almost got to pinch yourself. That looks like a bloody fantasy world. The track is marked on the map, and generally speaking we can find it by going by the map more or less, but it changes all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even known that track was just there. You picked that really well, like you said.
How many times you been here so far, Ronny?
8 or 9 times, including this one.
Very nice, so you're very familiar with the area.
Yeah, most of it. I haven't done that track at the back that you've done, and that actually sounds really interesting. It's just, you gotta avoid the dunes to do it, kinda, you know? It's a bit hard to forego the beach to go down a scratchy track, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, copy that.
Back that way is Point Culver. Over that way, Twilight Cove.
How good does that cliff face look now, hey, on the beach?